And so we've even in the last week have seen launches of models, Quinn and I forgot Kimmy, that came out, and they're great, and people like them, and they adopt them. And in that world where you continue to have new models from different providers, I would never count out Google. Their coding models are fantastic. The rumor is that GPT-5 coding is going to be great. So in this world where you've got lots of models coming out from lots of providers, you need to have a consumption layer that's independent, right? And so then all of these companies are going to add that consumption layer value, like for example, to non-technical users or to Python users or to professional coders or whatever it is, and that's going to be a very healthy layer. The other features, let's assume that Anthropic is just a monopoly on coding models. And in that case, you have what you normally have in these situations is they will decide kind of where it's not profitable for them to enter, or it will change their business model. Like maybe they're like, listen, we want to have the consumption layer, but we're never going to be like an app dev tool company. It's a different sales motion, a different sales team. And nobody knows where that stops, but they will put pressure on anybody that they view in their core focus, and they will do whatever that they can to either capture that margin or to capture that market share. I just think it's just the wrong time to have this conversation right after a major model launch, because like I said, these models are so episodic, and we always assume every time a model launches it's going to be a monopoly, and it just really hasn't been the case.
Going to your zero sum thinking, if you were to put a bet on which future is more likely, which future do you think is more likely?
Oligopoly. This is how the cloud played it. I think probably the best analog we have is the cloud, right? The other companies that are behind models can subsidize these things arbitrarily. I think about Gemini, and they don't have to do this in a way, where they have the same economics as an independent company. And so if you look at how remember the cloud, AWS was like 70 or 80% market share early on. Nobody thought they could ever catch up to them. They were the massive market leaders that created the category. I mean, they had way more dominance than Anthropic has now. And Microsoft and Google are like, that's an important big market. We have to be in it. And they just basically spun their way into it. And then you ended up with an oligopoly on the clouds. I see no reason. I mean, Gemini 2.5 is a great